clear skin. It's like the feeling of finding you're so ready for your close up. For finding you don't have to hide your skin, just your back of an infection, liver, or kidney problems, high triglycerides, or had a vaccine or plan to. So TIC2 is a TIC2 inhibitor. TIC2 is part of the JAK family. It's not known as though TIC2 has the same risks as JAK inhibitors. Find what plaque psoriasis has been hiding. There's only one TIC2, so ask for it by name. So clearly you. So TIC2. Labor Day mattress deals are happening now at Ashley. Save up to $1,200 on select mattress purchases. Plus, get 0% interest for 5 years on in-store purchases. With a
There's a mayor. In recent years, the Chinese appear to hold back.
Hello, anybody listening?
Yes, we can hear you. Am
How
I
you
audible?
doing? Okay.
Hey, pretty good.
Is that you, Ben in Greenville, South Carolina?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, this is Jack in Jacksonville, Florida.
Nice.
We should have a meeting starting up here for a few people anyway, I guess, about 7 o'clock.
Okay, okay. At least I know I'm in the right place. Um, I don't have my light set up very well. I guess I could start the video, but um, let's see if it'll do that. We're done. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know if my video's coming through or not.
Well, ups, it says something about you may have the camera muted. Um, are you using a computer or a smartphone?
Oh, it's computer. USB 2.0 webcam. It might be using the front-facing camera.
Yeah, that could well be.
No, that's odd. I don't know what's going on with the video there. It usually works. Huh.
Well, I have
Well,
to
that's
look
all right.
around. Oops.
I just turned it off. Yeah. Um, I thought I'd drop in and see meet some people. I've got a buddy who lives down in Jacksonville and he's a little interested in radio. And so I sent him just a shortwave receiver. And I said, and oh, here's the hurricane net frequencies and stuff. And so he's playing with that. And so I looked around to see, groups in the area, uh, kind of the scene of what's going on in Jacksonville. You guys have a lot of radio going on in there. And I noticed I like your website. It seems like really well set up and you guys seem like you appear to be, at least you appear to be really organized and really have it together. So I wanted to just say hey and see see how you guys do things down there in the coast because it's got to be
Okay.
different from up here in the mountains
Yeah, you guys are a little higher above the water level.
and farther away. So we don't we if you're just doing scanning and stuff, you don't get maritime frequencies and you guys probably do a lot of repeater linking during emergencies, hurricanes and stuff, and it's probably pretty interesting down there.
It can get interesting at times. Yes, indeed. Yeah, we should have. I spoke to the club president a little while ago. He was planning to be on here.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, we're getting rain still left over from Debbie here at the moment.
Okay. We're getting the wind and the clouds, but we're not getting any rain up here. And so it's nice and cool and breezy outside.
Okay. And my call sign is KB4B. And this is just one of multiple clubs and organizations around Jacksonville. This is the Jacksonville Range Association that meets the first Tuesday of each month
Hmm.
for about 50 years.
Oh, nice.
And Thursday will be no fars. That meets the second Thursday. So this particular month, there'll be both range and no fars in the same week. But we also have the Beaches Amateur Radio Society that meets the fourth Thursday of each month. They're out on the barrier islands mostly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
Yeah, ours are pretty scattered. But we do have several clubs up in the area here.
okay.
Gets pretty interesting. The repeaters get pretty interesting when you get up in the western North Carolina mountains. A lot of UHF 70 centimeter repeaters up there.
I
The forest, the terrain, stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I've been up there quite a few times over the decades.
Oh, nice.
Go to Junaluska from time to time, relating to the Methodist church that my wife and I are involved with.
Mm-hmm.
And Cherokee and Newfound Gap and all the stuff up in North Carolina. Let's see. Here's somebody trying to get connected.
HDMI and there, you feed that out. Where's your HDMI?
Oh,
No idea.
whoops.
Link for video to the screen.
We have an out-of-town visitor on here, guys. Ben from up in Greenville, South Carolina.
All right.
There he is. And that's
Greetings.
Well, greetings. Welcome to the meeting.
Thank you. My video's acting up on my Zoom since the last Zoom update. So we were playing with it earlier, Jackson and I, but couldn't get it working. So I'm not sure what's going on with that.
Okay. Well, I could not tell you.
Nope.
There we go. Okay. One success story.
one.
You want to go to see if they let those people in the parking lot know how to get in?
You want to call them the names, how you want?
Yes, sir. Let me first.
Call, name, best contact information. Okay.
Let me see if I can log in with my phone. Get me audio down here.
I see Daniel Lewis is American American bald eagle picture.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I got a little feedback there.
Volume down here, see if that helps. So maybe I can somewhat keep an eye on what's going on.
One of the two of you together there needs to probably mute the microphone and just use the other microphone.
We got a couple of guys out in the parking lot. They're gonna come. Justin went out to go get them.
Okay.
To let them know we're starting the meeting.
You got the church to sign me in, let's do.
Well, good evening, everybody. Thank you for getting out in the weather, coming to the meeting. We have Jack, have somebody from out of town.
Yeah, fellow named Ben, K04ZEW from Greenville, South Carolina.
Okay, from Greenville, South Carolina.
That's correct.
Good deal. How did you find us?
Well, I have a friend down there who's ex-Navy, and he wanted to listen in on Hurricane Net over shortwave. So I sent him an old, just a HF receiver, and was looking around at the groups in the area and came across your website and saw that you had a Zoom meeting, and decided I'd step in and just say hello and see the way things go, and how it is down in Jacksonville, because you guys, you probably have a lot going on with as I was saying, repeater linking for emergencies, for hurricanes, maritime stuff. Got to be a lot going on down there.
We do. We right now we're going through this little storm. It didn't affect us too much. We do have some power outages and smaller limbs and stuff down, but nothing major. But it's always a fun. We did open up some shelters, had some volunteers running the shelters for people that needed that type of service, or should I say the city did, or county. And so yeah, it keeps us busy. We
Yeah, that's great.
So yeah, we appreciate you joining in. I'm glad you found us. Let's see, I guess I can start off the meeting with the treasurer report. Thank you. We have, in between our checking account, savings account, and PayPal, we have a total of $3,941. Anybody have any questions over that?
Yeah. For the computer, microphone.
It is muted.
You're muted.
Yeah.
Turn it down.
Since
you're on the.
Well, if you turn that one down, they won't be able to hear us talking.
Oh.
Got to have one thing working, one microphone. We need somebody that runs Zoom meetings. So, I've done pressed a button here and done.
Got your face in the picture now, Daniel.
Trying to make sure I have this thing muted. I believe I
The
did.
microphone on the laptop is picking it up. That's what's giving the echo.
Or maybe we need to leave the microphone on down here and mute that one. Yeah, we haven't found out the best solution to this Zoom stuff as of yet. We're working at it. Trying to make it where people can join the meeting without being at the meeting. Everybody can't show up all the time. So. And it's being recorded, so we have anybody can view it at any time. Oh, that's just okay. We've been trying to work on the repeaters. Our 7.6 machine is not working as it should now. It got to do some work on our link receiver, and I run out of time. Been what, 2 weeks ago, I think. And we're scheduled to be back up there working on it yesterday or Sunday night. And because of the weather, the contractor or the DOT governor stopped all work on any of the bridges. I'll be getting confirmation and hopefully we're getting that rescheduled for this coming Sunday night and Monday night and Tuesday night if necessary. And I got a notice that the digital mode on the 444675 is not working. So we need to go back to that site and determine why that's not operating. Yep. Yeah, it's not. You've been using C4 FM on it? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, well, we need to check it. If people are using it for C4 FM, then we need to make sure it's still working. From my understanding, all the other repeaters around have quit using it or turned all their C4 FM off. So it might be the only one around that they can actually use. So if people want to use it, I would say let's let them use it. So, we need to check on that. We're working on the voter system, and we're working on putting up a 220 repeater. And all that's going pretty well. A lot of it determines getting on that bridge, getting on the Dams Point Bridge. And we don't just walk up there and get on the bridge. So, good afternoon. So that's what we're working on the repeaters. And for our presentation, I was going to talk about, I don't know if anybody's heard of Navtech. It's marine. Where's my notes at? Navtech. It's an international radio telex system, and it broadcasts marine safety information. It's a key part of the global maritime distress and safety system. And it's transmitted on 2 different frequencies, 518 kilohertz and 480 kilohertz, I believe.
490.
490 kilohertz, what Jack says.
Yeah.
And it's not audible. It's like a text. It's more like, it's not digital. Well, I guess, would that be digital, Jack?
Yeah, that's not unlike teletype, actually.
Yeah. So I guess it would be, well, it is teletype. It's radio telex. I guess it'd be radio teletype. Pretty much, but it's upper sideband. I got an example of what I've got. They make several programs. You can just tune your radio to it. You pump the sound into your radio and your sound card does the magic. I don't have a good antenna hooked to it, but I let it run last night just trying to get an example. But it's just something that you can monitor if you wanted to. There. Yeah, that's right, computer. I grabbed the wrong computer.
Well, Daniel, in the box that has your call sign on it, we're getting lights up above, and looks like you're on the wrong camera. Oops, I see the top of your head.
Where's she called, Brian?
Okay, we're back to your bald eagle picture. Not hearing any audio from the church.
No, it looks like the church is muted.
Okay,
W4RNG.
yeah,
I don't know if they muted themselves or if the host muted them.
I think they did it themselves.
All right, I turn this microphone back on.
Okay, now you're cooking.
Okay. We need a Zoom expert. Anybody a Zoom expert?
Jack's trying to tell us about it, didn't
No, you just tell them that
he? Okay,
the video is the wrong way.
okay.
I guess that's as large as it is. It's actually began yet another map tech. It's the name of that program.
Oh, okay.
And it really will work. You got it. They make several NavTech decoding programs. You know, when you pass this around,
Yankee, Alfred, look at the deal. That's no internet, you can download it tonight, right?
yes, sir. Yeah, that's free.
Now, with the current conditions on, the atmospheric, what's going on, is that a better wintertime frequency? Now, that's down there, you know,
It's
160 meters.
we're actually on this that will actually show you. Screen, now it'll show you over here what station you received it from, because there's broadcast stations all around the world.
518 is pretty common, yeah.
That's the frequency,
Yeah, that's what
518 kilohertz with 0.518, real low in frequency. This frequency, it logs every time it decodes a transmission. That one comes from Miami. It's area 4, which is what area we're actually in, which is the whole eastern side of the United States. This is how long it decoded it at, 7,492 bits. Yeah, this Warren, this was, Cape Canaveral, about the launch for SpaceX, Falcon 9 Starlink. This morning, all the vessels, and then get coordinates of the areas that the surface vessel should be aware of. And it goes on. Yeah. And it goes down here, it has a period for primary launch day, and backup launch days, all times are represented, zero times unless otherwise indicated. It's pretty interesting and it's informative, especially if you're on a ship.
The buildings, building that.
Says rocket launch activities may include free-falling debris, indoor descending vehicles or vehicle components under various means of control. Mariners are urged to avoid waters within the rocket flight trajectory, hazard areas during launch windows, as detailed above. For more information, mariners may contact the U.S. Surface, the U.S. Space Force Launch Information Hotline, and it's got the phone number. And when I received all this program, most all of them have it. It's got a spectrum analyzer on it, and when you have the signal coming in, you'll see. This is a hookup to the computer.
Yeah.
You'll see it, and you tune this to the frequency. And it actually has a self-tuning thing you can actually tune the program to it. You have a good signal. And when I received this, I virtually couldn't hear a thing. It was just noise. And it deciphered that out of nothing. And I was like, that's amazing.
So
I couldn't tell.
Hear a code or a packet.
Hear nothing.
You know how sometimes you can tell them a packet.
Yeah. And that was received by 8 o'clock this morning. And this program, you let it run 24/7, and each time it will log it, tell you what time it is.
Yeah, so it records, you can go back, obviously, and as long as it's
Yep.
been transmitted, it's in log.
I've had it on, I used to use it on my cell phone.
Check it out. Oh, that's pretty good. That's okay.
Yeah, I had it. Hello. Started working. I did some. Hello.
You have your microphone going on Daniel Lewis now.
Anyway, I had it on my cell phone, and the antenna was literally about that tall and about 1.5 inches in diameter. And it was in the cabin of the cell phone. I guess out on the water, that frequency,
Where else to go?
it worked great, and it just run all the time in its little box. And that little box would Bluetooth to my cell phone.
What if the antenna see it?
I never took it apart. I wanted to. I wanted to see what it came out of.
If that ripped, you take it after you.
But it's amazing what's out there in the air if we don't hear. And the same aspect of this is I couldn't bring in any example was I think it's great. Weather fact. WeFax. And it's like your old fax machine. Right? Fax machine that would just send lines back and forth or slow scan TV. You can still do it. You can send a QSL card. And it sends one line at a time. And it sounds like Patco or Really or something like that. And your computer program will print out a picture. Well, WeatherFax is essentially the same thing, but NOAA has satellites. And you can see the satellite signal. And you can get imagery, just like radar, but it's from satellite. You get the images of your hurricanes, your cloud cover, infrared, sea colors for your temperatures of the water. You can receive all that straight off your satellite with a signal with the right frequency, pump it into audio card and let the program, and it will come out. It's like a fax machine. And print out these weather charts right on your computer. And that's really handy when you're out in the ocean and you don't have internet. It's just, yeah.
I'm sure all the buoy information and all that's probably accessible too.
Somehow, I've never have
I
done
can
that.
imagine they all are.
Yeah. But it's It's just like this program, but it's WeFax. And there's a bunch of programs you can do. It, I actually have some on here. I think your JTX will do it. Cause there's all types of different programs. You just have to get it in the right mode. Navtech, that's what we're working on. There's a bunch of Navtech programs. Reader control, a reader to we know that.
On the NavTech subject, it's worth noting if you're searching for information
Yeah.
on it, that it's NAVTEX. NavTex.
What was that, Jack?
The spelling of it is NAVTEX. NavTex. If you're trying to search for information on it.
Okay. NAVTEX.
Yeah.
This other program I was looking at is FLDIGI.
Yep.
And that program, it will do NavTech, it will do WeFax, several modes of WeFax, it will do RIDI, SOAR, PSK. It does all kinds of stuff. Just to come over here to show you what it will decode. So you can actually, it's called FLDIGI. Yeah.
That available on Windows as well.
It is. I don't know if it would do Linux.
You don't have a Linux back here, right?
Okay, yeah, it does Windows. Don't want to see it. Okay. But yeah, that program would do a lot of the digital modes. It's interesting because, and it's got a spectrum analyzer with Baker across the bottom of the screen. And you just takes the signal for down. But usually there's the weather fax is on persistent frequency. And you can do a search because that's NOAA. You find the frequency and punch that in, you can decode them. The CW, naturally, you can do that anywhere. So you just find out where.
That'll make CW as well.
Yeah.
Really? Device.
It's built right in. You just pump the audio from your receiver right in here.
It'll decode CW.
CW, SOAR, RAW, RIDI, PSKR, PSK, QPSK, PSK, Olivia, MT63, MFSK, IFKT, HELL, FSE, Domino EX, and Testel. Stuff I never heard of.
That's pretty cool.
Good.
What was it for Digi?
The Bell Digital, right?
These aren't anything new, and they've been,
Yeah, they're just not well done about it.
yes. They're
Got my laptop running both Windows and Linux side by side, so push.
Whatever.
I guess. That window. Let the window, not bad around the Linux. I just use Linux for my hand clock. Oh, really? For the most part.
Yeah. There's just so much you can actually do. Ham radio is great. Radio listening, HF rig, 2 meters, hooking it up, talking to satellites coming down, voice CW. So it's a whole nother world when you interface it with a computer. There's stuff out there that's just,
But it's daunting, like just trying to figure it out. So much.
it
Guys
is.
been doing it so long.
There's this thing, people around here are getting into it is, where they send text. What's that called? Jim wanted to get into it. Nassau County's got one set up. They, what is it?
Oxag, to a paper,
No,
to a paper.
no, it's, like email forwarder.
Might be Windley.
Windlink.
Are you thinking about Windlink?
Yeah, Windlink. I'm not that familiar with it, but it's like you send a email out to a server and it sits on that server. You can do it over the air. And like if I'm on my sailboat, I can periodically check in with my HF rig and retrieve that email, and it will hold it until I go in there and get it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have to have internet or phone lines, and which you would.
Store it.
Yeah. You can email, and that server will hold the email, from my understanding, is how it works, and the receiver can go in there and receive it. I have,
That's perfect for sailboat or.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't know anything about it, but there's,
Well, anytime you don't have internet access, you use that, send it to any email address. So if you're at sea, you want to send the email to your brother who's here in the States, and that's email address. That connects it to that email over the air. It's very efficient. I've done it 5 watts and sent emails to sectors that were 500 miles away.
wow.
It is slow. So you don't want to send pictures. You don't want to send a long text. Forget that there are 2 softwares you can get. Go online to Windlink. That's what you do to post your email, and it's just like any email server. It's got inbox, outbox, graph. And the software I use for the active electronic modem is called DARA, DARA. They have versions for AJAC, and they have versions for F10 that you can on your UHF radio. Another term that is asynchronous communication, because you don't have to have somebody sitting by a radio waiting for your transmission. They send it to that mailbox, and then it gets email address will get sent out the internet, because the mailbox and the internet, they get sent to anybody that has a connection. Or if you don't, you can access your radio, and you simply dial in, and then your radio will interrogate the mailbox to see if it has any mail for you. If it does, then start downloading it to your computer.
Do you do that like DTMF tones?
No.
But somehow authorizes your.
You have to website, sign up. Their link,
But I mean, it's secure, it knows that it's in. Pretty.
It's like the old style Bluetooth where you first started it. Some of the BBS and we call it a. Right. Yep, so it's like that.
there's something called SailNet that favors the not, if you don't have an amateur radio like, maritime. free. Basically, free.
Yeah. And I like free.
That's the. Hey, but when you're on a sailboat, you got time.
A lot of it.
As long as you're not kind of pointing Yagi at something. Wait for a tit or a dog.
Do you have anything you want to add, Justin?
Well, you already talked about it. What they were doing on the. You already talked about the work that they did along with the feeders. You know, the antennas.
We did.
We offered and accepted to, install a placement antenna for the ISM. We're receiving. Showing you that.
Yeah. Hopefully that works Sunday night.
I'd rather permitting it, you're gonna be going back up again. At night on the bridge. And Randall. But
Yeah, Dan could drive or Randall will be climbing and
Fred is the other climber.
the,
Hey, guys,
Jacksonville Range for 45 years now. When I first
About
moved to Jacksonville, trying to get involved, find out what the round available clubs and such. I looked, I'm like, Jacksonville Range, that's a gun club, isn't it? And I still get people wanting to know, what's Jacksonville Range? I'm proposing that we get a doing business as name. We're not gonna change the Jacksonville Range Association. That's what we're incorporated as in the state of Florida as a nonprofit. But we can file and get a doing business as something says radio or club or ham radio club. So we can start advertising that, put that on the website, business cards. Been trying to do events every month, get out and go to a city park, state park, or something, do parks on the air. We've been taking hot dogs, grilling hot dogs. The last one we did was last month. It was at Pumpkin Hill. Prior to that, Ben Brandlin's been doing a couple of them. We got a new, they call it a portable communication station, which is, I don't know if anybody's aware of it, but it's a pretty good sized box, like a big 2-go box. We have an ICOM 7300 and an ID ICOM 5100, which is 2 meters, the 440 rig. They're all in the nice case. We got LiPo batteries in it, I believe. We got solar panels. We got portable antennas. We got a long wire. We got the, I forget what model number, but not coil bird. That's what it is. And it's, you just grab it and go out to the park, set the antenna up and start playing. So we have that. We've been taken out to the park. The hot dogs are free. Clubs and buying those. We usually take donations. They usually equals out. It's not really costing the club anything. Usually Justin and I'll pay for it. So we've been trying to do that once a month. We don't have anything scheduled for this upcoming month. I was thinking this month to do something on the west side of town. We haven't done anything over there. I'm not familiar with that side of town, as far as any parks or anything. It doesn't have to be a state park, it can be a city park. But like at least give a week or two in advance so we can advertise, and let people know, so more people have a chance to come out to it. And it's something you can bring your kids to, bring your wife to, and the kids go out and play the radio. And here shortly, I would like to try to go as a club to like, Warren Springs. I know it's a little drive, but an hour or two away. And take a portable communication system with it, set it up. Whoever wants to go play radio can play radio. You take the family and kids, they can float down the spring, have a good time, and there'll be an event where everybody can go enjoy it as a family.
Won't be long, it'll be nice to have it. Couple months, so.
So yeah, that's what I'm trying to get the club more active, get out and do things where we can, as a family, and bring the kids with you. Some people can't join and do things because they have family. This is where they can get out and do ham radio and bring the family with you.
Yeah, it's been 20 years since we had an activity like that. That's like a lane family. Still alive in that.
But there's portable communication station. We got a grant last year. Ben Bramlin helped to get the grant, or got the grant. The grant was to build a portable communication station. So it was $4,500 what we got in. Works great. Top of the line equipment. It's hard for us to go out there and use and play with it. And we got the equipment to go out and promote ham radio. So we need to get it out here at these parks and let the community see, come by, what are you doing? What's that? And people are curious when they see you set up like that with an antenna out there and doing something. Park rangers to come up want to know what you're doing. A lot of times you want to make sure you're not selling anything. We don't. But they're interested too. And the community gets out and starts to ask questions. What's it? What are you doing? How do I get involved? Just a way to get the community involved and for us to get up and have fun and play radio. So, anybody have any ideas of something on the west side of town?
Jennings State,
What's the name of it?
Jennings.
Jennings, yeah. Down Middleburg.
Okay.
Don't think they allow it really camping.
Yeah, we could be doing that, but
But I wouldn't do it during hunting season.
now we're talking here in a week or two.
Right.
Within 6 months.
Same.
Is that a state park or city park?
State park,
State forest, actually.
but you could do further there.
Okay. I'll look into doing that and get an email out. And notice to everybody. This list of you don't have a copy of this, Jack. Got a list here. Can you hear me, Jack?
I hear you.
Okay, for anybody else that's online. This is a list of just names I've come up with. We can add to it. If anybody has any ideas. This is doing business as names. I got Duval County Amateur Radio Society, Jacksonville Amateur Radio Society, and that would be abbreviated JARS, JARS. And
That already exists.
Say again?
That already exists. That's a not used, but much, but it exists to some degree.
Okay, I knew it existed back in the 50s or 60s.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't want to encroach on anybody, so we'll scratch that one off. Got Duval County Amateur Radio Club, Duval County Amateur Ham Radio Club, Duval County Ham Radio Club, Jacksonville Ham Radio Club, Jacksonville Amateur Radio Club, Ham Radio Fun Club, Fun Ham Radio Club, First Radio Club, First Coast Radio Club, First Coast Ham Radio Club, the Ham Radio Club. Now it's just things I've trying to think or come up with. We're open for any suggestions, and we'll narrow it down, and then we'll take a club vote. The cost of doing this for the club, we have to advertise in a local paper. And from what little research I've done, I think we can get that done for $75. And to actually file with the state, I believe it was $125 or $150. So 150, less than $200, less than $300 to do it. And then we'd have a name for our club that we could advertise with that actually has ham or radio or club within it instead of Jacksonville Range Association. We would still be Jacksonville Range Association, but we would have a club name that would be appropriate to a ham radio club. So, and I'm going to email this out to our mailing list and get any ideas from everybody and see what everybody thinks and see if we can get any responses. You know.
First Coast Amateur Radio.
I am First Coast Amateur Radio Club. Okay. But yeah, give somebody to think, something for everybody to think about. I think it would be giving us more exposure if we had a catchy name. And we need something that says radio or club or amateur or a combination thereof. Or putting Jacksonville, Duval County or First Coast or the Grumpy Old Men Radio Club or something. Just we need to have, we own repeaters. We need something that says that lets people know we're a club, radio club. Not a gun club. That's everybody's homework. We want to try to do that. Since I've redone the website, I have been getting phone calls from people finding us on the website and calling the number. When they call, the number shows up on my phone as Jacksonville Range Association. So I know I'm getting a phone call from our club's phone number. It probably does your phone the same way.
Yeah, it rolls to me if you don't.
I think it rings both of them at the same time. And whoever answers first gets it. And this last month or two, I have been getting, I got one 2 days, yesterday, day before, and one last week, one a couple weeks before that. So that's 3 phone calls within the last month.
Yeah,
And
I've received several things.
yeah. And prior to this last couple of this year, I haven't received a phone call in maybe one a year, if that. Something's working. We're getting more exposure. But I think of the name. We had as a name that said Amateur Radio Club. Maybe it just needs to be Amateur Radio Club. something simple. But, like to do that and get it registered with the state, so it'll be actually legal, and, we can start advertising that on the website and everywhere else, and it'll be something easy everybody can remember. And I think that'll just help us as an organization and help us to grow and be recognized. I think that's about all I have for the meeting. Anybody have anything you want to add or questions?
One point of interest, Ben in Greenville, he texted a message here on Zoom that he could do a short demonstration of WinLink at some point. Maybe, Ben, were you thinking about trying to do that tonight?
Yeah, I didn't know, I don't know your timeline or anything, but it's one that I use not as a primary email account, but I do use it. And I'm already set up for it. So I didn't know if you wanted me to do just a quick screen share.
Sure.
Well, no, by quick, the data rate's kind of slow.
Yes, sir. If you're willing to try, we're willing.
Yeah, let me all right. I'll replug my cable. Took them out for the storm. Right down. Let's see if I can get a quick screen share going. So there's while I'm doing this, there's two pieces to it. There's the WingLink software, and then there's the part of it that it's the it negotiates the connection. So I'm looking for the shares. Oh, there we go. Screen one. Let me see. Go ahead and get that. I don't know if you can see my desktop there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We can.
Oh, okay. Okay. So there's the WinLink Express software, which is your main you essentially your email client, so to speak. And I'm connected over USB to my radio and ICOM 7300. There is some setup you have to do initially, but you do that. There's a lot of web information on how to get everything set up for WinLink. So you have different types. There's Packet, Vera FM is used a lot. I use the HF. So I will say, let me see, compose a message to, and you can say just to a call sign. See if I can find one. 5. If someone's registered within WinLink, all you have to do is enter their call sign. Otherwise, you could do also a standard email address as well. Meeting test, and then Garbledy. So what I can do is post to Outbox. I'm not connected yet. I can spool up my emails. And it's sort of like the old BBS days. You have to connect in order to send and receive the emails. So when I say I want to open a session here, I've got my email queued up in my Outbox. It's launching this second set of software here called Vara, and that's what actually does the translation and the communication with the radio. So you launch it, it does a propagation update with all the channels that are registered with it. So this is let's see, set up. I have this one here. Says that one's busy. And if one's busy, it'll default down to the next one. So again, there's a little setup in here. This is your TNC for people that are familiar with APRS and things like that. So let's see if I start. Now I'm communicating with the radio. I'm going through the 7300. And I've done this. There's no internet involved. This all happens standalone. So I've not registered the software, so I am my bandwidth my transmission rate is limited. So what it's doing, it's connecting to the WinLink gateway over HF over the radio, and it's doing its negotiations right now. It's even checking propagation indices, things like that, doing its handshaking. So it'll go back and forth, and then it'll do the mail send, mail retrieval. And it can take a little bit of time, like I said, because I'm using the trial software where they throttle your bandwidth, because they want you to pay for it. I think it's like $70. So if I were to be using this a lot, then certainly. So it has done its negotiation. It looks like it is sending it. That email I composed, posted it to my Outlook. So it will send that, sent one message, and it'll check to see if there's anything else, disconnected, and messages sent. I know you can't read this on the screen, but then it tells you messages sent, total bytes, total time, disconnected from the gateway. So I have just close this out. And then let's just log into my Gmail real quick. And there it is. So I'm from my WinLink address. So I just sent this email over what is it? I can't remember if it was 40 meters or it wasn't 80. No, it was 40 or 20. But there it is. The email that I had sent through WinLink Express here. So here's my sent items. I sent it Garbledy meeting test. So yeah, it's really nice because as you've already indicated, it's internet independent. So you're doing you do an email via these gateways on the back end, and it will queue up those emails for people to like that other person I CC'd. That message will sit there till he signs in and retrieves the message. So yeah, there are some people do the FM WinLink. I have the HF WinLink just to set up for it. And there's a lot of other stuff that's going on with it. It can be quite a rabbit hole in its own, and packet and all that. But that's just a quick demo of WinLink email. Sort of over the air. I mean, that was just a quick live demonstration of it. Just
Yeah. How does a
for it, I could just show it real quick.
yeah, thank you, Ben. The receive end. Does different clubs or individuals have like a TNC or something hooked up with a receiver that receives this stuff that puts it out on the internet? Or how does that work on who receives this?
Well,
When you
there
send the
there are
email out?
gateways. There's people that run gateways, kind of in the same way there are people that run APRS gateways in a very similar manner. And so I don't know if I can pull up a list. There's hundreds of gateways. So as an individual, you would set up, you'd set up and register your call sign at winlink.org, and you'd set up your computer settings, and I think there's a few radio settings. I'm not sure. A lot of that's online as far as the setup. So I'm just running this client, connecting over HF to their gateway, and their gateway is doing all the back end interfacing. I'm not terribly familiar if how much of that gateway to gateway is internet and gateway to gateway is radio. I think there is some fallback to radio, but I'd have to kind of research that and really get under the hood with WinLink and how it functions on that underlying infrastructure level. But when we've had we've had a couple of we had these CrowdStrike and a couple other big internet outages, and I took the time and I said, let me test WinLink and see what it does. And it's really good at bouncing around, negotiating, and finding a path to get that email through. So it's pretty interesting stuff. I don't know if we got if they have a maybe a let's see. Yeah, they've got some facts and things, so you can read up on what's going on in the background as far as behind the scenes. So here's, you've got all kinds of different things that it can interface with. I'm looking for a diagram or something on how it works, but yeah, that's just a quick introduction, just a quick demo of it.
Yeah, we appreciate it. That's the gateway radios receivers are online and they're receiving all the time. About like a repeater would be.
Generally, yes.
Yes, they're online 24/7 unless that individual is down. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's interesting. I have to look into that and play with that. So
Yeah. Yeah. An RMS gateway, I guess that's what they are. These RMS channels.
oh, map right there. Yeah.
That's kind of neat. So you can find. I know there's
US.
hundreds of them when I pull up my list, and even on HF, you've got a lot of choice.
Yeah, looks like US has a lot of them.
Let's see, I was going through KY. Else. No, I don't think this is showing all of them because the one I just went through isn't here.
Yeah, I think Nassau County has one too, and that's just above Jacksonville, Florida there. And it's not on the map.
Yeah, there's way more than what I'm showing here. Maybe I've got it filtered somehow.
Yes, I think the map shows ones that meet certain parameters, like whether it's HF or VHF or 20 meters or 40 meters, something like that.
Okay.
Oh, so these are filtered for hybrid. So Yeah, so they can do, it says here, they offer RF message forwarding if local internet is not available. So there's a lot of fail-safe built into it.
Very interesting. All right, well, we appreciate that, Ben. There's just so much. I've always said that there's so much for anybody who get interested in ham radios.
Oh,
Um,
there's just so many rabbit holes. You're
yeah,
so correct.
get involved with the computers or RF or repeaters or emergency services. Um, it- just on and on and on. Writing software, just it's endless. If there's one hobby, ham radio would actually cover just about anybody getting involved with it. It's just fascinating, and you can never learn everything. I mean, I study all the time, and I still just I'm so far behind. Yeah. Well, I think that's it. And appreciate you joining in, Ben. And if you want to join in next month, you're quite welcome. That's why we put the link out there. We don't necessarily have to be local to join our meetings. You can be from anywhere. We like outside ideas.
Yeah, appreciate the invite. I said I found you on the web. I was looking up linked repeaters for Jacksonville to tell my buddy, what he can listen in on with the hurricane inbound. And I said, oh, I found this group and they got a pretty nice website and they got a meeting coming up in 2 days. So I'll drop in and say hello.
Well, thank you. I've been trying to get our club. We've been a club since the 60s. And we've dwindled down to about almost nothing, and we're starting to grow again. We own the most repeaters in Jacksonville. We actually have 5 repeaters on the air now, and here in about a week, we'll have 7 repeaters up and running.
I see 7 on the website, all the way from 6 meter to 70 centimeter, and in between.
Yeah, yeah, that's why I want our club's name to have something designating that we own radios.
Yeah, I think we're in the same boat. Our upstate club is membership has waned, and now they're starting to pick back up, but it's a struggle with everyone trying to get the youth interested in wireless.
Yeah,
it's a challenge for everybody.
Yeah, I'm starting to learn it's old technology, not that old, but not Echolink, All-Star. And All-Star now is including Echolink within it. So if we get an All-Star All-Star hooked up to one of our repeaters, we could link to anything. And it's all analog. You'll be able to take a FM HT, go to the repeater that has All-Star hooked to it. You can utilize Echolink through that repeater. And you can, once we educate everybody how to use All-Star, you can connect to DMR, Fusion, D-Star, P25. You can connect to any of the digital modes with a regular analog radio. And I'm trying to study that. I have a controller, have it set on a mocked up repeater. It's actually set up on our 220 repeater, which is hooked to a dummy load right now. And anyway, I'm experimenting with it. If I can get it working right. Get through this work on the Dames Point Bridge, we'll have a 220 receiver above 400 foot is where the antenna's at on top of the water. So we should have good receive on the 220. And a nice Motorola receiver with a preamp on it. And that's gonna be 440 Lincoln back to where we put the transmitter. And hopefully I can get the All-Star working. I think that's just gonna be something we can use and something that can motivate and get younger people involved and say, hey, they're connecting to this, they're doing that, and something that nobody else has. And second, we're putting up a new repeater. It's gonna be a link on the bridge, so we have our transmitter somewhere else, like it's gonna be 147,360. The input's gonna be 147,390. It's one of my personal repeater pairs. We're gonna use it with a club's call sign on it. And that repeater we're gonna set up so if anybody wants to do any experimentation, that repeater will be open for experimentation. If anybody wants to do anything, whatever you want to do, honestly, don't lock it up or something like that, but you want to link to it, crossband into it, Echolink, use Echolink, we can get Echolink on it, we can, or All-Star on it. Whatever we do with it, we can, it's gonna be there to experiment and play with for everybody. It's gonna be, we don't need all these repeaters, but with all these repeaters, it's gonna be something that the club and members or non-members can play with. We wanna get it radio fun. We want to get it more exciting and new people to come in and young people, they're all about the cell phone. So you can do anything with your cell phone. Well, what about you can do anything over here too? And it's a learning experience. Your cell phone, you can pick it up, you can get an app, you can do anything. You don't have to know how to do anything, it just does it. Well, over here, you got to learn a little bit. You got to do a little bit of studying. You got to figure things out. And that's a challenge. It's a learning procedure, but it's what radio is about. That's why a lot of this new technologies and these new protocols come about was ham operators come up with a lot of this stuff. I don't know who come up with WinLink or Echolink. Echolink was, my understanding, come up from a ham operator. People just getting together and brainstorming and wanting to do something, and they put it together, write the software, and it's done. And it's open source, and they keep improving on it. So that's what I want to try to bring back and get younger people involved and improve everything. But that's all I have for the meeting.
Sounds
Thank
good.
everybody. Thank everybody for joining us, and hope to see everybody out here next month, and hopefully we'll have better weather. Maybe this will be our last storm of the year.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. Y'all are welcome to keep these lists with the names or club names. I'll send an email out too with and with hopefully y'all will send any other ideas you have. And maybe in a month we'll narrow the list down. Maybe we'll take a vote on the main list and narrow it down to a select few, and then we'll have a club vote from there. And we'll just hopefully come up with a new name before the end of the year.
Actually, in addition,
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoyed it, everybody. You have a good
okay,
evening.
All right, everybody have a great week.
Yes, sir.
Thanks
Thank
for
you,
allowing
Dan.
me.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir. Thank you. Thank you, Jack, and everybody online. I think we turn this off. Leave. Leave me.
Hmm.